Thank you for being alive. I'm grateful. Well, let's start with awareness. What are we aware of? Hey, Judy, nice to see you. What's up, everybody? I'm aware. I'm aware of the different feelings that are going on in my mind. I'm aware of that. I'm aware that I'm feeling a little bit of anxiety, but not like enough to throw things off. I'm aware that I have tools that I can go to with that. If you and I were having a meeting, for example, I would do something before I would go into that meeting. However, I like for you to see me at different sides and different angles. What's up, Ashley? Hello, everybody. What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm aware that the world is changing. I'm aware that people are in different places emotionally. And so I'm mindful when I have conversations with people. And now, what are we grateful for? Let's focus on some gratitudes. What are we grateful for? Grateful for health. And again, if you have any part of you that is healthy, regardless if you feel any pain or discomfort, grateful that we have health. Grateful that the things that are disturbances are temporary, right? Let me see, what else? Grateful for being aware of your emotions can turn to anger if you don't maintain a positive attitude. Yeah, I get that. I would, for where I go to is, like I check in with myself. I don't always have to be, I feel like if we say that we always have to be in a good mood, always have to be in a positive attitude, it takes away from how we truly feel. That, that when we focus on trying to be happy all the time, that we miss out on the sadness or the anger or the frustration. Thank you. All right. Thank you. So one of the things that I want to talk about that's going to require a little bit more responsibility and accountability, if you're open to it, if you want to level up. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Rob. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you, everybody, for tapping on that screen. You tap into the screen, it helps bring more people into this lovely live stream so we can have more family. Love that for us. Hey, Social Butterfly, nice to see you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Every day is so different than the next. It's wild how the energy goes. So if you're ready for this, this is a simple concept that you can take with you everywhere you go when you get frustrated. Are you ready? Are you ready? It's a simple one, and it requires for you to look at people and situations differently. Okay, here it goes. Anything, anyone more so, that frustrates you, who annoys you, who brings up anger, is a mirror reflection of you, of who you are, of something you're working on, of something that exists inside of you. So the person, for example, I know somebody who has a job where their boss rushes and doesn't read the emails. And I love this person, they're very intelligent. I also know that they don't always move at a slow pace. And they were talking to me yesterday and talking about how their boss was annoying them because they sent an email and there was missing information, or more so they weren't reading the information in the email. And I was saying, what do you think the lesson is? And they thought about it. And I said, do you remember how you've moved quickly before and haven't double checked your work? So what I'm getting at is anybody who annoys you right now, for example, if you're in a relationship, if you're around family members and they speak to you in a way and they say things in a way to you where you get annoyed and they communicate and you get insecure, what they're doing is they're holding up a mirror reflection. They're saying, why don't you communicate? Why don't you tell us how you feel? Why don't you set boundaries? Why are you getting annoyed by this? Why are you getting affected by it? Hey, Debbie, nice to see you. Thank you. Do you get what I'm saying? You don't like the mirror thing. We don't like the mirror thing all the time. We don't like the mirror thing all the time. However, when you take 100% response, this is what helps us move past. This is what helps us move past the nonsense. By you taking accountability for yourself, by you removing other people from the equation, because people are flaky sometimes, aren't they? Hey, what's up, Mika? Nice to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a while. What I'm saying is, anytime that you are annoyed by another person, it's holding up a mirror to you to say this is an issue in your life that showed up before this person came in. Let me see. My wife gets annoyed with me ever since I've had my head injury. I hate it. Have you communicated to your wife? Have you communicated to say, hey, I don't know if you know this or not. However, when this is happening, my mind goes to this place and I feel this way and I feel this way. I'm not saying it's your fault that I feel triggered. It's just I wanted to share that with you because I love you and I care about you and I know that you care about me. And I'm not saying you're the reason why I'm feeling this way. I'm saying when I get spoken to this way, I feel this way. And I just wanted to share that with you because I want for you to know where I'm at. And if she doesn't acknowledge it, if she deflects it or says, oh, that's silly, come on. You say, I acknowledge that you're saying that it's silly. I acknowledge that you say that it's silly. Uh-oh, hold on. Oh no. Thank you to the person who just messaged me. Love how loyal this family is. Okay, good. Love that. Thank you. Okay, so human stuff. Okay. First, acknowledge. Thank you, Lady G. Thank you. I appreciate you. I went to sleep at like 5 o'clock in the morning and I woke up and got like about 5 hours of sleep, had some coffee, took some supplements, did some breathing, and I got on here. So thank you. Appreciate you. All right. Whew. Good thing that I don't need any validation from anybody. Good thing that I love myself and I'm totally okay with the fact that people have opinions about me because otherwise that'd be super embarrassing. Okay. Okay, so Lana, I'm a truth seeker. I connect with God. I connect with Jesus. If somebody takes me into nature, then I can connect with their spirituality. If somebody takes me to a different church, I can go to their church and I can find God and I can find truth. I believe that every religion has something to teach. And I believe that God loves unconditionally. And so does Jesus. So does Yeshua. So does Yahushai. So does Yahweh. Right? I like to have a family that thinks differently. We can all get along. Because I don't like to do the abusive relationship thing on planet Earth. You know what I mean? I don't like to do the live my way, worship my way, do it my way, or I'm going to strike you with lightning. It's not in style anymore. It's so exhausting. Okay. Thank you. So, love that for us. Okay, so, now, anything that is annoying, anything that is triggering, anything that is frustrating is a mirror reflection held up to you. It could be because you have an insecurity and you see somebody who knows who they are who didn't used to know who they were, right? I mean, nobody really knows who they are. Nobody really knows what they're doing. However, what I've learned is because I was soft-spoken, when I met people who were outspoken, I was annoyed by them because I didn't know how to speak up. I wonder if anybody in here feels that way when they look at me and listen to my words. I wonder if my tone of voice or what I'm saying makes you roll your eyes or gets you frustrated or triggered and you don't even question it and think that it's stupid, but yet you're still here. Or it's annoying and you're still here. I wonder if you think about that. I wonder if you think about the comment section that you read and you look at the people's words and have opinions about them. I wonder if you question that. Okay? So, if you can take this concept, hey Minerva, nice to see you. If you can take this concept of everybody is holding up a mirror reflection to who you are, you can start to change the way that you think. Hey, what's up, Blues Redneck? Nice to see you, man. It's a simple concept. It's a powerful concept. Hello. Anybody where there's a frustration, anybody who annoys you in traffic, anybody who annoys you at your work, your relationship, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your family members, people who tell you to be quiet, people who tell you that you're stupid, that you're wrong, what they're doing is they're holding a mirror reflection. They're holding a mirror up to you and saying, who are you? Because this is a very, and I really want for you to get this and take this with you for the rest of your life if you're open to it. If you are truly secure, if you were truly secure in who you are, if you truly knew who you were, somebody could tell you all day, you could have 1 million different people telling you who you are, and you would still know who you are, regardless. And that's the work. That's the work. The effort that is required to be a content, happy, satisfied, confident, healthy human being on planet Earth, from somebody who came from poverty, from somebody who came from insecurity, from somebody who came from abuse, from somebody who experienced violence, from somebody who experienced all the things that are like funky on planet Earth, that are life lessons and illusions and distractions and things of that nature. And then to hang out with people who are very successful and people that are financially free and people that are politically this way and politically that way and religiously this way and spiritually that way. If anybody puts you down, if anybody says anything and you react to it at all in a way where you don't like how you feel, they are holding up a mirror for you to say, hey, you're a teacher. Hey, you don't know who you are, do you? You don't know who you are. You need validation from somebody who doesn't agree with you. And listen to the way that we speak to people when we disagree with people. Listen to how we speak to people when people don't understand us. Look at how defensive we get with people. I did that already. I did that. I've done that. Hey, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? That's wrong. Like, not even questioning that it's not what we're saying, it's how we're saying it. Thank you, Christina. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? If you take this with you right now and you start to look at it in your life, you will have a different kind of peace and a different kind of understanding instead of taking things personally. Every single place that you go to, over and over again. When you get around family and they start asking, how are things going in your life? If you start to think about like what you're gonna tell them what you're up to. Do you know you can just say, hey, everything in my life is going in accordance to plan. Everything's going according to plan. Everything's going as it should. How are you doing? No, but how's the job? Yeah, I know everything's good. But have you gotten a job yet? You're not employed yet? Yeah, everything's going according to plan. How are you doing? No, I want to know. Tell me, where have you been applying to? Yeah, everything's working. Everything's going. Everything's in motion. Everything's as it should be. How are you doing? Come on, you can tell me. Listen, everything in my life, I know you want to know the details. Please just understand. Because I find that when I tell people about things, when I tell people about what's going on in my life, that people project stuff into my life. I'm not saying that you do it. It's just, I'm at a place right now where I want to focus more on you. I love you. Everything. I promise you. I know you care about me. This is not me being rude. This is me saying, trust me, everything in my life is going according to plan. And if they don't like that answer, then just hang out in that super awkward energy and see how much you can know yourself, because that's the test. That's the pop quiz. That's the do you know yourself? Because do you really, at the end of the day, if family members don't like the way that you communicate, if coworkers don't like the way that you communicate, doesn't matter. What matters is the person who pays you. What matters is the person who lives in your head. What matters is why you are doing what you are doing and how you feel about yourself at the end of the day. People don't like you? Okay, cool. And thank you, Sabrina. Thank you. Okay, people have opinions about you. And do you know how powerful it is to be able to just be in uncomfortable moments? Have you heard me talk about that? Do you know how powerful it is to just be in complete and total silence and not need to explain things and not need to make awkward jokes and not need to do anything to like fill in the blanks? Being in those moments will help you be around anybody. I want for you to get it. I want for you to understand. I want for you to know that people are testing you right now and leveling you up, and we're thankful for those people annoying us and frustrating us. I'm grateful. I'm truly grateful. And also another thing right now is patience is required. Right, exactly, Monica. Yeah, people's opinions and perspectives about you are from their movie projector. Let's talk about that too. If you've heard about me talking about projection, or if you haven't heard me talking about projection, again, I want for you to take that. It's a very simple concept. And when I heard about projection, it was very, very powerful for me. Very simple concept, very powerful. You have a movie projector. You're telling yourself a story. That's your movie. People come by and they speak to. Well, let's check this out. How can I deal with rage? Any tips? So your movie, when you walk around people, your movie is an action adventure movie. And because of the way that you were taught, because of the stories that you created in your mind. For example, if you have abandonment issues, it's not that you were abandoned. It's that somebody was in your life who you loved and then they weren't there, and then you told yourself the story, because this person is no longer here, that means that I'm all alone. And then you kept on going with that belief. So when people come around you who want to be nurturing and loving, you say, nope, 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 that doesn't match my movie, I'm alone. And you make decisions and you make choices and you give focus to things to validate that you're alone and you're not loved and nobody wants you. And you live and you eat and you do things to your body, to your internal, to your physical, to your arms, to your legs, to your skin, to your hair, to your teeth, to yourself, to your body. And your body picks up on that. So you can tell people and smile and tell people, hi, how are you doing? I'm fine. Your body knows the truth. So you're telling yourself a movie. So if you have anger issues, most people have anger, they're just unaware of it. So it's healthy that you're aware of it. Stop yourself and say, okay, why am I telling myself this story? What's another truth? Why did that person cut me off in traffic? They probably have some logic. They're probably nervous and stressed out. They're probably unaware. Let me turn off, this person wants to go live with me and they just want to do that stupid game on TikTok where you just like sit there and just like, tap the screen, tap the screen. No, we're doing stuff in our lives. We're educating ourselves. We're moving forward. If you have been hurt in your childhood when you were younger, your story could be that people hurt me. And you might be putting yourself in situations where you are getting hurt, or people hurt you, because your story is people hurt me. And you communicate and you live in a way to validate that people hurt you. And this is going to be frustrating and upsetting for some people, because people say, no, like, it's not my fault. I'm not doing it. It's other people that are doing it. It's that you're choosing it. It's that you're choosing it. No, I haven't seen the film that you're talking about. You're choosing it. And once you get that, you can see things differently. Yep, you can self-sabotage and not have friends and not have a job that you like and not have a place that you like and barely be getting by right now, just in order to validate that your life was hard. How am I so wise? Because I had to be a truth seeker when I was in an abusive relationship. I had to, otherwise I wouldn't be here. I had to be observant in my life because I didn't have the mentors and the information. I had to pick myself up because I was exhausted and tired of getting into a fight like 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week with somebody I was in love with that I wanted to have a relationship with, when like I don't argue in relationships, I don't fight. And this person would constantly find drama and it would throw me off, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, our life is good. Why are we arguing right now? We have movie projectors. And if you slow down for a second, instead of thinking that you have to hustle and you have to have a child and you have to be in love and you have to get married and you have to escape the uncomfortable energy that you're feeling, and can see that you're telling the story, that you're the storyteller. I'm telling you, you're choosing it. And that was the hardest, most frustrating, hey, thank you. That was the most frustrating thing. That was the most frustrating thing in my life, when I realized that I was choosing everything from my movie projector, that life is hard and I can't trust people. Choosing to be so serious. I can be serious, I'm an introvert. Like, this is my I just won the lottery face. Yes, I'm set for life. Cool. Amazing, I'm ecstatic. No, really, this is it for me, I quit. No, I'm good now, I've made it. Yeah, I'm gonna go buy a house. Yeah, I'm excited. No, really, truly, I'm thrilled. Woo-hoo. Okay? Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? Do you get it? Because you're gonna start seeing all the people in your life are from your movie projector. Your movie projector, your story, your choosing. Notice when you're in a public setting, if you're in a city where there's police cars or fire engines and stuff like that, right? Notice who turns around and looks for it and who doesn't. Notice who reacts to situations like how you do and who doesn't. Notice who tells you to smile more and how they're feeling. And if you choose to give that attention, if you choose to get annoyed and frustrated by that. Notice what you are choosing and what you are giving attention to. Hey, Shalonda, thank you. Thank you, Ashley, for the gifts. Thank you. I want for you to get this, because people don't realize that when you truly, truly love yourself, when you are truly in love with yourself, when you truly believe in yourself, when people come around you and do the thing where they want to guilt trip you and say that you're not giving me enough love, you're not giving me enough attention, you're not giving me enough energy, you're not enough as a person. Or if somebody says something along the lines of, let me see. Anything that upsets or annoys us. Anything at all that throws us off of our power, right? Anything that has us wanting to explain or to validate or to justify. For example, right here, right? Like, I love that people love my smile. And the reason why I love that people love my smile is because in meditation, by me visualizing people loving my smile, I believe that I changed my smile, because my older photos, when I would smile, when I would see my smile, I did not like it. I did not like to smile in public. I did not like to. I did not like the way that my teeth looked. I did not like the shade of my teeth. I did not like the shape of my actual smile in accordance with my face. I didn't like my self-image. And through meditation, through me visualizing, and I'm glad to know that there's actual proof that visualizing and meditation actually changes and can actually heal you. And I've talked about this before. A prime example is Dr. Joe Dispenza. Look him up if you're brand new. So when you love yourself, cops aren't scary. When you love yourself, and you want to have a difficult conversation about police officers, I got you. I get that. I understand where you're going with that. Thank you. I acknowledge you. When you love yourself, when a police officer pulls up and wants to mess with you and you feel frustrated and intimidated because, like, you know how police officers are and they do what they do, then there's a way when you know that you haven't done anything wrong. Like, it's frustrating when they ask. This is a very conflicting, very difficult conversation to have, right? Because, like, I understand that even though I've had run-ins with the knucklehead when I was frustrated because I didn't have a father and I was looking for a father figure, right? I get all that. However, there's certain things that I'll never experience because of how I occur, how I appear, you know? There's certain things that I'll never experience. However, when I see videos where people are saying things like, you know, can I get your ID? And the person's like, no, I don't have to tell you my name. Like, yeah, legally you don't have to. However, there's plenty of videos from people who have different ethnicities and different backgrounds that can still just say like, here's my information. And there's people from all different skin colors who want to do that. Don't tell me your name and and I'm not going to tell you anything and leave me alone, and I don't legally have to. It's a very, very complicated conversation that you've brought up. I mean, let's start with the fact that, for example, police officers have to work back to back to back shifts, and they don't really get to sleep and live in the way that they should. And so on top of that, like, there's quotas, like a job, like a sales job, except instead of money, it's human beings that they need to lock down. Why do you think that record labels invest in privatized prison and the music that we listen to constantly has some elements of fear, even in the sound frequencies? I mean, we could really, really go down that conversation. It's interesting that you brought it to that place. I can always have difficult conversations. I think to go to the very root of it, that it's more so about how we occur and when we get defensive. When somebody pulls up to us and starts having a conversation that's uncomfortable, us speaking with conviction and knowing who we are. I understand how it is for people that aren't white. No. Luckily, reincarnation exists. And so we've all been different ethnicities. Could you imagine talking about appropriation? Whew, good thing that there's no such thing, because we've all been different backgrounds and different ethnicities. Men, women, from different places in the world with different belief systems. If you were born into a different family, you would have a different belief system. Isn't that interesting? So no, in this lifetime, I don't know what it's like to not be white. I do know that we were the only family who had the tonality of my skin in my neighborhood, and I know my roots. I know where I come from. I know what my ancestors have done, and I know what they haven't done, thankfully. I know where I come from. I celebrate other people's roots and their backgrounds. I saw my mom get attacked by people who didn't look like me because my brother had an issue with the neighbor, and the child made up a lie about my brother and made up a lie about my mom to the neighborhood parents, and my mom got attacked with a 2x4, and my mom was getting attacked by people who were neighbors, and some of my neighbors were friends and active in the Black Panther Party. And when my mom got attacked, I remember at 5 years old seeing my mom bleeding, and the police officer said there's no witnesses because nobody saw anything. And I remember as a kid that didn't right because people are always outside in the neighborhood. And the next day my mom was taking care of those kids, and she told me it was a bigger problem that needed to be resolved. So I know certain aspects of injustice. I've seen certain things that aren't fair to human beings regardless of what background you come from. It's a difficult conversation. Appropriation does not exist, and I know that that's triggering, and I know that that's really going to frustrate you. Reincarnation is a real thing. Why do you think that people with different skin colors, why do you think that they say black people who talk in a certain way are trying to be white? Why do you think that people who are white with dreads like to listen to reggae music? Why do you think that if you go to China, you'll see people who dress like cholos from the West Coast? Why do you think that that is? Why do you think that people connect with different religions? Ooh, I can feel the frustration. I get it. I understand it. I know my roots. I'm Celtic. In the same way I know that Christianity borrowed from, Celtics. I know that they borrowed from the Egyptians. There's a reason why I connect with Egypt. I agree that cops are overworked. I agree that there are good cops and there are bad cops. I agree that the system within our policing system is broken and flawed. And I believe that we're going to do something about it. I believe that it's terrible. I believe that people who come from the suburbs who are ignorant to racial profiling and racial injustice are completely and totally ignorant and naive. I think there are some really terrible cops. I think the fact that there are actual gangs and there's actual racism within the police force is terrible. I think the fact that, for example, when you go to Manhattan and you see that there are cops that think like, oh, we're never going to get fired so we can do whatever we want to. I've heard those conversations. difficult conversations in this life, and I'm here to go to the mainstream and tell you all this stuff that divides us, where you think I don't know your struggle, and you think and that like I don't know your story, or that like I've had it harder than this person's had it harder than me. Nobody knows my struggle, nobody knows my story. So my sadness isn't as validated as your sadness. Your struggle isn't as real as my struggle. Your anger, you don't know my anger. You don't know my anger. You don't understand me. Do you look at me and see somebody with blonde hair and blue eyes, or do you see somebody who was taken advantage of as a child for years? Do you see somebody who's talking in a certain way that has you wondering where they're coming from, or do you see somebody who was in an abusive relationship for almost 10 years and didn't want to be alive? Am I just another face when you're swiping on an application, or am I a real human being who was raised by lesbian mothers and a gay father who died of AIDS when he was 9 years old, and saw injustice, and saw racism, and saw homophobia, and saw prejudice, and saw drugs, and saw violence, and saw the abusive relationship, and saw classism, racism, prejudice, ageism, all the stupid things that human beings do to validate that they know what they're doing, but nobody knows what they're doing. So the next time that you take a look at the person around you, you get offended by what they do. Do you want to be right, or do you want to be happy? There's levels of accountability and responsibility. We just like to delete people, don't we? If I don't meet your belief system, if you don't like the way that I occur to you, if you don't like my tone of voice, if I was wearing a different shirt with a brand name on it instead of wearing a shirt from, Motown the musical, if I didn't have tattoos. Oh, you didn't know I have tattoos? Uh-oh. But what if I threw in a 3-piece? If you know that I like it spicy? How can I get you to like me? What can I do? Whew, good that there's moderators on here, because I can't even see the fear and the hate and the frustration. I'm not for everybody. However, one thing we're not going to do on planet Earth is just keep on talking about how nobody understands, and people who are this way need to be quiet, and people who are this way need to speak up. Nope. Because guess why? If you're triggered, if you're frustrated, just hear me for a second. Planet Earth is in an abusive relationship. You know what happens in abusive relationships when you go to therapy? One partner speaks up and talks about how frustrated and how annoyed they are. And what does the other person do? They get defensive, don't they? Have you been in a relationship where that person tells you to do something, you get annoyed? Oh, but they have their logic. Oh, but you have your logic? So whose logic is more logical? Whose logic is more logical? Let's talk one more thing about racism. The reason why racism exists is because people don't know how to express themselves like how you do. If you don't look like me. People don't know how to express themselves like you. People don't know their roots. They don't know where they come from. They feel a void inside. Same thing why there's homophobia. Same reason why people are transphobic and homophobic is because that person loves and expresses himself all the way through, and that person doesn't know how to do that. There is a void inside. You don't know who you are, and so you judge other people. I'm totally okay if you're triggered by it, and if you're rolling your eyes, and if you think that it's stupid. I'm totally okay, because I've learned something in life. Successful people, the people that I want to hang out with, they don't have time to judge me. They're curious, they're interested, they're open-minded, and we can agree to disagree. My question is, can you experience unconditional love and be around somebody who thinks differently than you and still have unconditional love? Or you can just keep on telling me that I don't know what your people have gone through, and you don't know what my people have gone through, and you don't know what it's like to be in an abusive relationship. You don't know what it's like as a man to be emasculated, to be in a room with the woman that you love, who's powerful, who's intelligent, who's well-spoken, who's attractive, and then 5 minutes ago there was a chair being thrown at you, and then you get around other people and have to put on a smiley face. Oh, you don't know that. You don't know what it's like. Oh, no. He doesn't know what my struggle's like. She doesn't know what I'm going through. Oh, look at that person with their red bottoms and their heels and their Gucci bag and their limousine and their life. Oh, must be nice. Oh, must be nice. Nobody knows what it's like for my struggle and my anger and my frustration. You're a storyteller. You're choosing your story. That's the story you are telling yourself. And every single thing in your life is holding up a mirror reflection to your happiness, to your fear, to your insecurities, to the injustices, and asking you, what are you going to do about it? You don't like it? Are you going to change it? Or are you just going to say this is stupid and I'm angry and I'm frustrated by it? Are you actually going to take the time to understand people? See, because I have conversations with people who are racist, prejudiced, and homophobic and insecure. And I make direct eye contact. And I don't think that I'm better than them, and I don't put them down. I actually hear them, and it's really difficult. There's people in North Carolina where I'm currently living right now who say terrible, terrible things. And I'm not here to convert them. I'm just here to show them unconditional love. And I can have uncomfortable conversations with them, and they see my energy and they think differently after they've met me. And if people are going to be really mean and nasty and say how life is, then a Scorpio can go right into old soul mode and tell you how life really is and stop this nonsense. My favorite childhood book was Where the Wild Things Are. See? This one. Love 49. The reason why people are staring at you is because your energy is so powerful, and people are just interested in you because your energy is so amazing, and they don't know what to do with that energy, that information. They're very curious about you because you have such a glow about you and such a presence about you. Any more problems we want to discuss? Any other things about nobody knows my struggle, nobody knows my sorrow, nobody knows what I've been through? Any other dividing conversations? The Scorpio's here for it. I am unconditional love. I just want for you to chill, to live your life, for you to be who you are, to be good with who you are. And the hardest thing to be on planet Earth is yourself. And that's not a limiting belief, that's an awareness. Now you have that information, you have inside information, so go inside. Congestion. I don't believe that I'm congested. What's the conversation going on? The disuse guy seems to really be craving validation. Disuse guy. I'm really confused. Did I miss a conversation? Yeah, we draw conclusions and we don't like the picture that we draw. It's fascinating. In my opinion, when is unaliving somebody justified? When you're ready to understand in the next lifetime, you're going to learn a lesson about that. Cats, what I would say if this conversation made you sad is be aware of it. I'm excited about it. I'm here to have very difficult conversations with people. Thank you, Kat. Thank you. I'm here to have really difficult conversations so you can chill. I love it. Because people are waiting to validate that nobody understands them. And look at this. Who's this stupid person with the tattoos and with the blah, 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 talking to people, telling people to love? That's what people think about me. Some people. There's 8 billion people on planet Earth. What can I do with that information? Can I take care of everybody? Or can I just have the understanding that some people just don't like me? Some people are waiting to validate that life is hard and difficult, and they want to give that more attention. Right. You want to see my tattoo again? Sure. Shalonda, there is no Q&A box. Twitter is as inconsistent as my last relationship. Oh man, I'm so ready. I'm so ready for people to not understand me. And I'm telling you, I can have difficult conversations with people. Yo, I can have conversations with people who flat out just don't like people that look like me and say all people in my skin tone are this way and that way. I get it. Trust me. The difference is I know my roots. I know my heritage. I know where I come from. My ancestors were tin miners. My grandmother, my grandfather were very forward thinking in a very, very difficult time. Thankfully, none of my ancestors were, you know, in that other conversation with people who look like me. Thankfully, I know my roots and where I come from. What do I mean by all men are the way they are? How are they? As a generalization, men are taught to not show their feelings. Men are the only creatures on planet Earth that don't get unconditional love. We get taught that we're loved when we provide. We get taught that we're loved when we're strong. Men don't typically talk about their feelings. And if you ask a man when can he talk about his feelings, he says he can't. Men typically who don't like me, it's because they don't know how to talk about their feelings. most men don't believe they have anyone to talk to. Facts. And there's a dividing conversation in life where women say, yeah, like men are stupid and men are annoying, and then men go, yeah, women are annoying and women are stupid, and women go, men are such a problem, look at how aggressive and how nasty they are, and men go, yeah, women don't take the time to understand, and there's no problem solving and there's no nurturing. I was in a relationship for 10 years almost with no like, baby, it'll be okay, just hang on. And I'm not saying all relationships are like that. I know that there are healthy relationships. It's just the whole entire concept of a relationship is broken in society that we live in. Oh, it's raining outside. Amazing. The majority of who I am is Celtic. I'm like 2% Russian, which is really funny. Men watch little girls get nurtured for the same emotions they had when told to man up. Exactly. And I think that, hey Cage, I don't really like to give away my location. I'm in North Carolina though. Thank you. Near Charlotte, I think it's called. The whole entire concept of relationships are broken. It's broken. For me, if I were in a relationship right now, I would have a conversation with my partner. I would have a conscious conversation to say, hey, like, I want to do things in a way that we haven't been taught to, because people aren't capable of having long-term relationships now. Word. I would create my own tradition if I were in a relationship right now. What am I doing here in North Carolina? I'm traveling around, I'm connecting with different people. I'm building sustainable community. I'm connecting with people who are into education, and traveling around the United States. We've all been experiencing major life lessons. And I set an intention before I left Manhattan to let go of control, because human beings by nature have to be in control. And that's all that all hate, all ignorance that's been passed on to us. The reason why we keep on giving it attention is because we need to control and say, like, life, we need to validate subconsciously over and over again that life is hard and life is difficult and nobody understands and nobody understands. Do I think it's how men are raised? I think society gave us a bunch of opinions, and everything is based off of an opinion and a theory. The whole reason you're struggling is based off of somebody else's interpretation. The whole reason why your life is hard is based off of someone's interpretation. Every single thing that you don't like is based off of perspective, off of someone's opinion. Everything is in theory. Struggle is in theory. Hardship is in theory. To call someone a bully is a theory. It's not acknowledging the fact that person's angry. Everyone has levels of narcissism. And we say, look at this narcissistic person. Yeah, well, who's going to help them? Who's going to nurture them? Who's going to love them? Where's the society that holds them up and holds us accountable? See, because it's easy for us to point our fingers at other people. And that's why we're here. Because we're going to have difficult conversations. I can sit down with anybody who disagrees with me. I get that some of my conversations are triggering and frustrating. However, planet Earth is in an abusive relationship. So if you've been in an abusive relationship, you're the perfect leader. And I want to create a society and create a world where we can agree to disagree and we can still sit down and be friends. And say, I don't see eye to eye with you. However, I feel like you're a good person. You have good intentions. You come from a good home. You're a good kid. So I disagree. Like I coach people who don't even believe in reincarnation, who just like, yeah, I like that you like God. I don't agree with all your stuff spiritually. However, I like that you like God. I'm like, all right, cool. You invite me to church, I'll go with you. Hear the sounds of the rain. Beautiful. Scorpios feeling moody. I'm going all the way into the mainstream with these uncomfortable conversations. Because again, if a woman talks about how she's taken advantage of by society, these little babies with suits and ties who think that a woman's place is in the kitchen, they roll their eyes, don't they? And unfortunately, at the same time, when a man says it in a different way, those same exact men, moronic as they may be, they listen and they're interested by it. Why? Because they relate. Doesn't matter that it's right or wrong, it's just how it's done. That is what privilege is. And I don't take that lightly. And if you really start to sit down and look at how life is, people are incapable of acknowledging other people, of reconciling, of rising to the occasion, of understanding the person that they don't want to understand. Thank you, Samantha. What I would say is to go back to, I love my eyes more. I'm grateful that I have my eyes. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment. If you see somebody else that you like, ask yourself, how can I love myself more? Because I all of a sudden, I like what I see. When we love ourselves, everything's different. I know that it's cheesy. It's true, though. Someone's experienced trauma doesn't take away from yours. Right? People don't see... Let me see. We don't see most of us only see other people through our own trauma-filled glasses. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Raven. I appreciate you. I'm glad I love that people take notes in these live streams. I love that people are learning and leveling up and communicating with people and having difficult conversations. I just want for you to see what you're up against on planet Earth. They're like, nobody can agree on one thing except for the fact that we all have something in our life that we don't like, that we feel like somebody might not understand. And it's the one thing they tell us to not talk about. It's the one thing we share in common. Isn't that fascinating? I'm in a dilemma. I want to repost a video of my grandma. Is TikTok safe to do this? Yeah. Thank you. I'm here because I understand what people who look like me have done in the past. I'm very, very aware of that. I know the unrevised version. I know the winners tell the people who won the battles tell the story of history. I get that. What's great about life is reincarnation is a real proven documented thing. And if you disagree, there's people just like you that feel the exact same way, that have kids, but they're like, well, I guess there it is. There's the evidence. They've been doing studies since the 1950s and before that show that there's no way that reincarnation doesn't exist. Like, it has to exist. So the next time that you look at somebody, you don't like something about them, you might have been the exact same way. And that's why you're over here thinking that you're righteous and you have the answers and you know exactly how it should be on life and planet Earth. Don't you? Everybody should do things according to your way. Everybody should think like you. People should stop what they're doing and think like you, shouldn't they? Because the world would be a better place if you as a human being could control everything around you, wouldn't it? Then you wouldn't have to think critically, would you? How exhausting to think that that system, that way of thinking, is actually going to get us where we want to go. What if you actually knew who you were? What if you knew that you were validated? What if you didn't know people had opinions about you? What if you were so in love with yourself that you wanted to understand other people because you already know who you are? Greasy guy? Yes, I am a greasy guy. It takes one to know one. Thank you. Love that. That's why I love hanging out with all these wannabe alpha males. People who don't like me talking about unconditional love and telling people to level up, putting me down, judging my character, not even curious as to why they feel that way. I can't imagine being so miserable. I go onto social media and try to crack a joke to put somebody down so you could just give yourself the impression temporarily that you're in a better position. I can't imagine that. when you could be using this platform for education to learn about how to heal childhood trauma? Because if you healed your childhood trauma, if you actually told people who you were, if you talked about that really difficult thing and processed your emotions, you wouldn't have the anger that you have. You think I don't know anger? My mom working 7 jobs a week when we were in the nice neighborhood, when we left the rough neighborhood because my other mom refused to be a team player, and my mom had 2 weeks to find a place to live when she had 2 kids, when she was getting paid as a teacher. And I don't know if you know this, but teachers get paid like janitors. You think I don't know what it's like to feel heaviness, to feel frustration, to feel like life has hit you and it's not fair? You think, thank you. You think I wasn't living in Los Angeles looking at the train as the train was coming and think if I take 3 more steps that all this stuff goes away? I don't have to do it in this way. Am I just some random face on a social media application, or am I a real human being just like you, who knows what it feels like to feel unwanted, unappreciated, unloved, grateful, joyous, gratitude, better around people who celebrate me and love me as I am? Who am I to you? What's my story? How do I occur to you? How do the comments occur to you? What triggers you? What gives you awareness? Hurt people hurting other people. My story isn't that bad, Alita. So what I would say is your story isn't that bad either. So tell it. What would life be like if we all honored our stories? What would life be like if we actually loved ourselves? And why does this occur to you as a negative conversation, when it's the one thing that connects us? This is vulnerability. Where's the sadness? Where's the insecurity? I'm not ashamed of who I am. Why is it a bad thing that we're talking about something that everybody has in connection with? Why do we have to keep on being strong? Why do you think that nobody understands you? How do I have the patience for these comments? That's a good question. Because people are hurting inside and they want to validate life as a certain way. And so if I'm looking for love, I show it. When people say hurtful things, I stop and I understand that they're saying I'm hurting. And so I press my spiritual emergency brake and I go to a place of, oh, you don't have love and you don't know what love is like, and so I'm going to show it. And sometimes love shows up with a different tone of voice, and sometimes love comes in and says, I'm going to bring this trigger to the surface. I'm going to bring this anger, this frustration to the surface. I'm going to bring this really annoying thing to the surface so we can heal this and understand that you are seeing through the eyes of anger, frustration, pain, because your life has been difficult and hard, and you have trauma, my friend. The one thing that connects all of us, the one thing that we can't talk about. How interesting is life? More problems, more solutions. Join me on the journey of solutions only. For every problem, there's a solution. Do you want problems in your life, or do you want solutions? Do you want to understand people that are really angry and really aggressive, or do you want to say nobody understands me? You don't want to understand other people, but you want to be understood, right? Oh, but your story's different. But it's different, isn't it? Okay. Maybe in another decade or 5 we'll change it. Maybe eventually everybody will just wake up and just understand each other. How's that been working since 1776? How's that been working? No? Still the same? We might need to have some difficult conversations. We might need to understand each other. Or not. We can just keep on doing this to each other, and just the left wing can smack the right wing, and the right wing can smack the left wing, and both wings can smack the head of the bird, and we can see how much we can fly in the air while we're just beating each other up and just disconnecting and not understanding. Delete them, cancel them, erase them, remove them. I don't like them. I don't want them around. I don't like these things that are on earth. I don't like these things that are around me. Hey, thank you, Boworks. Nice to see you too. How can you be happy again when life throws things left and right? By connecting with your anger and acknowledging the fact that you're frustrated, and connecting that to your joy, and saying, why am I doing what I'm doing? Why do I love my story more than anybody's opinions about me? How much can I love myself when people tell me who I am? Isn't it interesting you think that people don't understand? And how we go around over and over again validating that people don't understand. And we even stutter, and we have issues with our speech to validate that people don't understand. You know what's interesting? The more that you love yourself, you'll have more clarity in your voice. Your whole tone of voice will change as you continue to love yourself, because you want to project, because you want to be heard. You'll start eating different foods because you'll want to be seen. I know it's triggering. I know that it's annoying. I know society judges you. I know that it's not fair. That's because you've been hustled on the perspective of it. Like, I don't judge people about their physical appearance. However, what I will say is there is such a thing as presentation about how you care about yourself and how you value yourself. And when you're going on this journey, do you know why your journey is hard? Because you're starting to realize how much you have not been investing in yourself, and how much you have not been giving love to yourself, because of your traumatized parents and traumatized grandparents and traumatized family. Nobody gave you healthy beliefs around valuing yourself. And so now that you're loving yourself, you're starting to realize how difficult it is, isn't it? Because you're not used to giving yourself that kind of attention. Now you're starting to realize you're going to have to give yourself more attention, don't you? What a thrill to be human. Or what I would say for you, 165-898-290-635, is if you gave all of your attention to yourself instead of going onto a live stream and telling people to pray a rosary, that you would actually have more self-love and more self-awareness and have more momentum, instead of going onto a live stream and telling a human being how to pray and how to worship when I'm closer to God than the air that I breathe. And Jesus loves gays, loves a trans community, loves people who get abortions, because that soul wasn't ready to come down to planet Earth. God doesn't know what an abortion is. There's no such thing as a miscarriage. That soul wasn't ready to come down to planet Earth, period, point blank. Oh no, what will we do if there's no such thing as fear, and everything is a lesson, and everything is correct as it should be? What will we do in life? What would you do in life if you realized that God loves everybody unconditionally, and that homophobia and transphobia is a misinterpretation? What will you do in your life if you didn't have to go on social media and tell people to change, and get around your family and tell people to change? What if you just let everybody be? What if you actually gave yourself attention for once? How would your life be? You're walking around with a 50% battery trying to connect with 100% people. Projecting fear and insecurity. Here's a new level of accountability. Are you ready for this one? Are you ready for this one? Because I haven't talked about this in a while. If there's a problem, you have the solution. And if you don't want to find a solution, then there's no problems. If you don't like how politics are, do something about it. Go to the root beyond politics. Create community. Create a different way of thinking. Change perspectives. Be open-minded. And if you're not going to, then don't give it attention. You're wasting your time. You're doing nothing with that energy except validating that life is hard and difficult. The reason why you're frustrated is because you're capable of finding the solution, and you downplay yourself and you play yourself small. The problem remains because people do not want to take responsibility. People want for somebody else to do it. Father will take care of it. Father will take care of it. Mom and dad will take care of it. Society will take care of it. Somebody else will take care of it. That's too much for me. I have bills to pay. That's too overwhelming. That's too much. I don't have time for that. If you are frustrated by something, you are the solution. If you are not going to find the solution for it, then there's no problem. Period. If you don't like how the wars are, do something about it. If you're not going to do something about it, then don't complain about it. And you can find solutions without violence, without drama, without conflict. I can change the world in my pajamas. As long as I have cell phone reception. I can do it without violence, without putting other people down, without attacking somebody's character. And at the same time, if somebody's going to attack my character, I'm not going to sit here and think, okay, everything happens for a reason. Not everybody's meant to like me. Not everybody's meant to like you. There's almost 8 billion people on planet Earth. What would your life be like if you gave the attention to other people to yourself? Not making a choice is making a choice, absolutely. And we just keep on thinking somebody else will take care of it. We don't want responsibility. Oh, God will take care of it. Jesus will take care of it. The law will take care of it. The government will take care of it. Father will take care of it. Somebody else will take care of it. No, no, no. I don't want to take any responsibility for anything. How did I teach myself to be able to know and to believe these things? When I was in the relationship that I was in, it was vital for me to be a truth seeker because there was so much arguing and just mental and verbal and sometimes physical abuse that it was vital for me to focus on a bigger truth so I could keep on going. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the double taps. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for being open-minded. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being alive. I appreciate you. Again, I'm here to have difficult and uncomfortable conversations with people, because you're going to start to realize how much as a human being that you have to control your environment. And I'm telling you, everything in life is a mirror reflection. Everything is holding up a mirror telling you, you don't like this because you're the opposite. You don't like people who are outspoken because you don't communicate. And I really, really hope the person who I'm talking to gets that. Thank you. I appreciate you too, Morgan. Thank you. I really, really hope you get that. If you really think about that, is he talking to me? Yes. 111 o'clock. 1111111. Angel numbers, alignments. Proof that we are connected. If you have a problem, you are the solution. If you don't like your circumstances, you are capable of changing it. If you don't like somebody who is outspoken, that's because you're soft-spoken. Thank you for asking me to repeat it, because we disassociate with this, we disconnect with this, because we're so programmed and so in our trauma that we disconnect when other people tell us other truths. That's called cognitive dissonance. That is a fascinating concept. That's another powerful concept, very simple. Cognitive dissonance is the concept that people's beliefs are so strong, even if you give them proof, that they still won't believe it, because it will disrupt and disconnect their whole entire definition of who they are. I'm fascinated by the human mind. I'm fascinated by how hypocritical society is. And that's why I love reincarnation, because it just reminds us that we're all hypocrites. Thank you, Mallory. I'm good. I'm on fire. I'm feeling calm. A Scorpio, is, in rainy, moody weather. And at the same time, I came on to this live stream talking about mirror reflections, and somebody came on talking about that how to be positive when police attack other people, and I was like, well, okay, we can have uncomfortable conversations if we want to, because I got solutions for every problem. I can be around people who despise me, for people who don't like me, for people who judge me, for people who have opinions about me, for people who love me, for people who are on fire for me. I can be around anybody. You know who I am. Please. The hardest thing to be on planet Earth is yourself. I come from nothing. Do you think that the people who troll and put me down and roll their eyes have time to think about how my life has been? And they roll their eyes. There's literally people out here that tell me that I'm complaining sometimes, not even understanding that there are people right now on this live stream that don't want to be alive, that are in abusive relationships, that are depressed, that are frustrated, that are figuring out how to pick themselves up. And because that angry person is so caught up in their anger, all they know is anger. That's your movie projector. If you don't like me, that's your movie projector. Nothing to do with me. Don't think I'm better than anybody. I used to hate myself. And I can do this all day. However, all you got to do is just look right here into these eyes and tell me what you see. Am I left-handed? I am, Pamela. I am. I throw with my right and I write with my left. Oh, man. I just can't imagine needing validation in a society that's incapable of thinking critically. You know what I'm saying? I just can't imagine it. I just can't imagine. 4 o'clock. I have a call coming up at 4 o'clock. I have Eastern Standard Time. I have availabilities at 6 and 7 Eastern Standard Time. You just need to, the link's in my bio, because you can't book time with me on my calendar under 24 hours in advance. So you would just need to send $25 for half an hour or 45 for an hour through PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. All that's in my bio link. Or if you, because you joined the VTP family, if you want to just do excuse me, a 5, 10, 15 minute conversation, just message me, just send me a direct message. We can talk. Thank you, Ashley. Yes, if you want to learn about setting boundaries, if you like these conversations and you realize society's miserable and you want to learn how to set boundaries, boundaries are not a serious, strict thing. Boundaries are really exciting. Boundaries are saying you can do whatever you want to out there, Aunt Janice. You can do whatever you want to out there, Mom and Dad. However, in my world, the people who I talk to love me as I am and celebrate me as I am and add value to me and don't criticize me or chastise me or belittle me or you know, do those kinds of things. So thank you for understanding that. Thank you. Make sure that you message me, please, or text or whatever, that you just connect with me. Thank you. Man, I love the one-on-ones. I love the people who connect with me. I love the fact that there are people in here who really want to do the work and want to take a deep dive. What I talk about, again, if you just met me, my name is Nikki Scorpio. Yeah, maybe there's a little bit of something congestion going on. A lot of people are experiencing different ascension symptoms. My name is Nikki Scorpio. I am the introvert that speaks up. I have done many different things spiritually and holistically to crack my code, and I share that information with you. Because you're powerful and you've been hustled and you've been had. So emotional intelligence is being able to feel your feelings and not feel bad about feeling them. Being able to communicate and not worry that other people have opinions about you. Being able to stand your ground when other people tell you who you are, knowing who you are. Being able to be logical. Like if you feel like you have a loss of power because somebody tells you that you messed up and you get really insecure, you go to a place of like, I didn't do anything wrong. Then you slow down and you go to a place of, I didn't do anything wrong. How interesting that I'm having this reaction. Factually, I did nothing wrong. I just didn't have all the information. I made a mistake. I'm human. What a concept. You actually know what you're doing. It's just other people have anger and they project that anger onto you. Thank you, Ashley. I'm telling you, people are walking, talking movie projectors over and over and over again. If you really want to level up right now, just take that with you for the rest of your life. That's literally what I do when I get around other people and they go anger, 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 fear, 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 rah, 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 rah. I'm like, well, you clearly are in the wrong movie theater, sir. You're going to have to go to that movie theater because this movie theater isn't playing the action adventure, Rambo, shoot 'em up, angry inside, men don't show their feelings kind of stuff. Your mind goes to, thank you, Zanika, I got your money, thank you. I go to a space of, no, you didn't do something wrong. No, you didn't do something wrong. You're doing the best you can with the information you have. You can always take responsibility and say, hey, I messed up. How can I do this better? I want to learn. I don't have all the information to help me understand. I love taking responsibility. What's up, Hope? Nice to see you. I love taking responsibility. I hold myself 100% accountable. If I don't like anything at all, period, on planet Earth, at all, that is a me problem and a me solution. And if I'm not going to find a solution, it's not a problem. It's really that simple. And it's over and over and over and over again. I'm the problem. I am the solution. I don't care if somebody's yelling at me. I set a boundary. I don't care if somebody's speaking terribly about me. I say, you're absolutely right. I am the stupidest person in the world. You're absolutely right. Now what do we do with that information? I refuse to be miserable. I refuse. I refuse. I refuse to be ashamed of my overreactions. I refuse. Your thoughts tell you that it's pointless. What if you told your thoughts? Ask yourself this question. This is for everybody, but specifically Chris. Ask yourself this question and see what pops up right now. Why is it so easy for you to make friends? Why is it so easy for you to be heard? And see what answer pops up. And write it in the comment section. I want to see. Why is it so easy for you to be loved? Why is it so easy for me to be loved by other people? Why? Well, Art Turner, then you can go and ask and talk to yourself if yourself says it's not easy. And you can have a conversation with yourself. Why is it so hard for you? Why is it so hard for you to feel loved? Did you know that every single person who's in this live stream, the reason why they're here is because of this live stream love? I'm likable and helpful and sweet to people who are kind. See if you can actually hear an optimistic answer. That's why hypnosis works. See if you can come up with a realistic answer if your brain still says that's not true. And then here's what I want for you to do. Drop an emoji right now and be real about it, especially if you don't even want to respond. Please do. Drop an emoji right now if when you ask yourself that question, you got a negative answer or a negative connotation. Be real. I'm not here to put you down, not here to shame you. I just want to know realistically. I got you, Chris. Got you. The question was, why is it so easy to love yourself? And some people said that it's not. So my question is, then why am I going out of my way to give you attention, to tell you that I care about you and I want to see you level up? Why is that? Why am I stopping what I'm doing in my conversation to make sure that you feel seen and you feel heard and you feel validated? And why do you minimalize that and say, but that's just on a live stream, like I'm not a real person and you're not a real person? Why is that? Why is there at least one person in this world who loves you as you are? I don't care what you look like. You think I don't know poverty? You think that I haven't been insecure? You think that I don't judge myself? You think that it's easy for me to go on social media and tell people I was taken advantage of? My dad died of AIDS. I'm an artificial insemination. I was raised by lesbian women and a gay father who wasn't really in my life, and I was in poverty and was in an abusive relationship. And then to deal with these wannabe alpha males who think that they're an alpha male, but they're really just a little child in a suit and tie, or with who goes to the gym a couple extra times, who's incapable of showing their real feelings. And if that doesn't apply to you, it doesn't apply to you. I'm not talking about you. You think it's easy for me to deal with user 765432110 that tells me that I'm a sin and an abomination because they refuse to read the original interpretation of the Bible and understand that God loves everybody? There's no asterisk. You think I can't love you unconditionally because I'm on technology? You think that I can't feel your presence? You think that we don't feel you? You think that we don't relate to you? Saying that you feel unwanted, unappreciated, unheard, unseen? These are real people on this live stream, real human beings, real feelings, real life experiences, real similar to yours. You'd be surprised how many people on this live stream that are powerful. So people had a point in their life where they didn't live, where they got so frustrated that they even gave it a split-second thought of like, oh, what if I just wasn't here? It's not a limiting belief. It's not a lower vibrational conversation. It's the one thing that connects us. It's no shame. It's part of life. It's building your experience. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm great. Absolutely. I feel on fire. I feel amazing. I feel very centered. I feel very calm. I'm excited for the people I'm going to connect with today. I'm grateful that I get paid to do what I love. I'm grateful that I came from nothing. I'm grateful that I kept on going, and I'm grateful I was grateful even when I didn't even want to be. I was doing the work even when I didn't even want to. I wasn't doing the life is just going to magically knock on my door and everything's going to make sense. Whew. Is it bad to pull back on being empathic? The reason why you're tired of feeling other people's feelings is because you've been hustled and told to play small. You're actually the leader in those rooms. When you feel other people's energy, it's what do you do with that energy as a light worker, as a healer, as somebody who is powerful, who knows pain and frustration. Because we're taught other people will take care of it and let somebody else take care of it. You can absolutely pull back on your empathic feelings and say, I just don't want to do this anymore, and stop following your intuition. However, we're living in a more intuition-based world, and you're going to be using your intuition more and more. Life is not going to have logic a lot moving forward. What's the starseed? Somebody who identifies with coming outside of planet Earth. People who typically look at planet Earth and they think, why do people behave this way? Why do people do this? Why are people hurtful? Why is society like this? It doesn't make any sense. Why do people say mean things? Why do people refuse to look at the other person's perspective? Life doesn't make any sense. Why do people do these things? What's up, Pastor Glenn Harris? I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm here to bring people together. You say you're fine with yourself, it's others you have a problem with. Well, welcome to planet Earth, where it's easy for us to be by ourselves. The question is, how do we react when we get around other people? And that's what I'm telling you. If you're open to the concept, everybody's holding up a mirror. Why do people choose hate over love? The same reason why people look at people who have anger in their hearts and they think that person's a bad person, that person's a bully, that person's mean, we should delete them and cancel them, not even thinking that they have hurt inside of them. How can somebody be a loving individual when they're hurting inside and they have no mentors and no family to teach them a healthier way to communicate? And we sit there and we judge them and we delete them and we that upset. I want for you to feel the love that I know. More accountability is going to be required on planet Earth moving forward. Thank you. Thank you, Pastor. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Why do people do what they do? What an interesting question. Because we're all watching a different movie. And when you understand that, you get peace. Absolutely, Miss Beach. Yeah, if you listen to people's belief systems, if you start to have the understanding of like everybody has a belief and I want to find out their beliefs. So for example, how do I find groups on Discord? I haven't found none yet, or do I kick it off? Join my Discord link in bio. To join others, you have to just look around online. I'm not the Discord expert. For me, like, the way that I live my life is I catch people's belief systems. That's a big part of what I do when I coach people, when I teach people, when I work with people, when people come on these live streams and they say things like, my life is hard. It's hard to do the work. It's hard. Do you say that? When it comes to these conversations, do you think that life is hard, or it's hard to do this work, or it's difficult? or it's a struggle to do this, or you've been struggling. And I know some of you have heard me say this before. What's cool about technology is we get brand new people in this family every single day. So if you think that way, why is it hard? Why is it difficult? The only reason why your life is difficult is because people have opinions about you. And I think people are finally starting to get this. And the reason why I repeat things is because it takes 10, 20, 30 times for the human brain to actually change. That's why I'm being even more deliberate and more intentional with my words, because now you're starting to see, let me drop an emoji or say yes right now if you've been taking notes on my live streams and you still get around people and you still feel frustrated and still feel like you overreact and still can't figure out why you're not cracking your code. Thank you, Scuds. Good. So now you're starting to see what you're up against. You are your best friend or your own worst enemy. You're not used to speaking up. You're not used to not taking things personally. You're not used to voicing your opinion. You still have the understanding that's trauma, that you're going to be judged or hurt or put down. I'm telling you, you're starting to realize that you are up against yourself. Now you're starting to realize how much effort is required to actually love yourself, aren't you? Because you've been hard on yourself and hurting yourself and inflicting pain on yourself, and nobody knows, do they? You're really good at masking that, aren't you? It's okay, you're human. Take a breath. What are you grateful for? Are you grateful for the fact that you can feel feelings and you're not numb? I'm grateful for the fact I'm not angry, man. I'm living in a place where there's at least 1 to 2 people that are angry. Every single day I experience that where I'm living right now, temporarily living. And I'm doing something about it. And I am the light within this anger and this frustration, because some people just think differently than me. They come from a different space, and I respect that. I'm not here to change anybody. I lead by example. Because when you're totally secure with who you are, when people go anger, anger, fear, 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 it doesn't affect you. If anything, they've been amazing to teach. That's the work, baby. That's the work. I can be around my family who tells me you think you're better than other people, and I can know who I am. I can be around people who judge me, who put me down, and know who I am. I used to hate myself for years, decades. Despised myself, my physical appearance. Doesn't matter how you see me, doesn't matter how I occur to you, it matters how I occur to myself. People put me down, people attacked me, people bullied me, people teased me my entire life. I never fit in. And that's because I relate to everybody. I don't need for people to relate to me, I relate to everybody. Just like you probably didn't fit in. You probably felt like you were an outcast or a black sheep or not like your family. We're here to do the change. We're here to be the leaders. How do I personally respond to people giving me unsolicited advice all the time? I say thank you. I press my spiritual translator and it says, I love you, I care about you, I don't want for you to die, I want for you to be accepted by society. And I say, okay, thank you. And then I remind myself that I know what I'm doing, and I'm always open to people's advice, and I'm always open to taking responsibility and holding myself accountable. However, like momentum, like going to the grocery store when there's stop signs and red lights, I know what I'm doing. When I fall down, I pick myself up, I keep going. Let me see. You miss being numb? You miss being numb? No, it's you're in the process. You're in the process. Same thing with art. Like, the best advice I feel like to give anybody who's creative in any way, shape, or form is just keep going. Thank you, Kathy. It takes one to know one. Thank you. I think if we just keep on going, we're going to figure it out. I think you're naturally going to start realizing that you're tired, that you want change in your life. And you're going to realize that you are up against yourself. Nobody's stopping you from communicating. You think that people are going to have opinions about you or have big reactions? So what if they do? You get the truth. I was talking to the moderator Jen about this yesterday, that like I believe personally the hardest things in our life are the ones that are going to give us the biggest level ups, and I'm proof of that. That's why people message me and tell me, you look healthier, you look like you're growing younger, like my hair is getting lighter. Like I'm telling you, my teeth are getting whiter, my smile is getting brighter, I have more energy, I'm getting healthier and healthier. It's because the strongest thing I have is my belief. You are way more powerful than you've been given credit for, and you're allowing other people's opinions to block your momentum. Yes, Anastasia, yes, we get used to being uncomfortable until it's comfortable. This wasn't easy for me. This felt cheesy to me. What's up, Cody? Nice to see you, man. You're frustrated so you don't like people right now? Well, take time for yourself. Take time for yourself. It's okay to be frustrated. It's just, what do you do with that information? If people try to block us in any way, shape, or form, then we get acknowledgement from them and we acknowledge ourselves. There's a solution for every problem. There's many different ways that I can say that I'm happy or I'm unhappy. There's 1,000 different ways I can tell you that I'm grateful, I'm happy, I'm optimistic, I'm joyful, I'm in love with myself, I'm angry, I'm hurt, I'm frustrated, I'm insecure, I don't like my situation, nobody sees me, nobody understands me. It's a lot of different ways to communicate. I think what the world needs right now is us. I think we need each other. Why do you want everyone to get out of my way when I go out? I definitely have that energy when I was walking around Manhattan. I'm like, I know where I'm going if you do not out of the way. Thank you. I got you, Amy. Thank you. I'm grateful I can be here. I'm grateful that we can be storytellers. I'm grateful that you're open. I appreciate you. I know that you're all real people. Thank you for tapping on the screen. It helps bring in more people. Thank you for following. Thank you for rocking with me. Thank you. I want for you to get like, this isn't about me. Yes, I require people, human beings, to be here. So you're part of this. So I do what I do because I don't gatekeep information. I don't withhold information. Like everything that I talk about on these live streams, I go more in depth when people do one-on-ones with me, and I don't overcharge, and I will give as much free energy and as much abundance as I can to people, as long as I know people really want to crack the code. And I do this in front of one person, I'll do this in front of 1 billion. I'm ready. I'm going to do something about it, and it's going to feel uncomfortable, and it's going to feel awkward until it doesn't. Amazing, Tammy. I refuse to be in a world that is stagnant and people are hurting and frustrated, thinking nobody understands. We're in the most craziest comedy skit. It's fascinating for me how over and over and over again we're trying to tell people nobody understands me, nobody understands me, nobody understands me. Nobody knows what I'm going through. Right. That you don't know who you are. And you're telling yourself a story that is somebody else's perspective about you. Thank you, John. I appreciate you, man. You think your story is hard and difficult when you're a teacher. Whoever told you that you're a teacher? Can you look at your life and really start to see, like, I know a lot of hardships and a lot of difficulty, and I've seen a lot of stuff that I don't like on planet Earth, and I wish I'd had a mentor or a tutor or a teacher or a guide to help me along this way, and that through technology and consciousness, you can actually help other people who feel like you. You think nobody else feels like how you feel? You think nobody else on this live stream on planet Earth out of 8 billion people has ever felt unwanted, unappreciated, unseen, unheard in some way, shape, or form? Not good enough, inadequate, angry? Thank you. I love you too. You think you're the only one who feels like how you feel? You think that if you show your face and people have opinions about you, that so what? We relate to you. If you're missing teeth, if you have a strong accent, if it's hard for you to communicate, we relate to that. You don't want to be alive, you don't want to be around sometimes. We relate to that too. You feel like you're overweight. I relate to that. I was 90 pounds heavier. I hated, all of my weight was in my neck. Very, very, very insecure. Hated getting pictures taken. If being a medium isn't easy, then be a large, baby. Be yourself, be more yourself, be more yourself. Embrace your gifts, love your gifts. You asked for it. You can totally and completely turn off your intuition. I wouldn't advise it though, because we're going to live in a world without logic, more and more and more, and more intuition is required. And the reason why you have difficulties right now is because you might not be used to following your intuition this much. Because the first split second is going to be the truth and be the intuition. Then after that, you're like, uh-oh, but people have opinions about me. And I need to know what I'm doing all the time. I need to control my life. I need to control everything. I need to control everybody's opinion about me. Why does it hurt so much? Because we've been carrying this hurt and hiding this hurt and having to be strong and telling ourselves that I'm strong, I can take it, I'm strong, I can take it, I'm strong. And we hang out with strong people, and when we get around soft, loving, nurturing love, then we don't feel that it matches with the belief of I have to be strong. And so we keep self-sabotaging without even realizing it. Distracting ourselves from being able to slow down and make healthy choices where we take care of ourselves and we cry and we yell and we roar and we heal and we remove guilt and shame. How can you tell if it's your intuition or your trauma speaking? I would say intuition is going to say, hey, this person's energy is off. Your trauma is going to say, hey, that person thinks that they're better than me, or they're not going to talk to me because of how they're dressed. Intuition is going to tell you that, you should go in a certain direction. Your trauma is going to tell you that if you don't go in that certain direction, you're going to die or you're going to be a failure. Honor your process, honor the journey. Watch out for that fear of missing out. I need to use the restroom. Mother Nature is on the line. Tell people what you do. Tell people what you do spiritually. What they're right back. Thank you so much for not judging me while I'm traveling around the world, hanging out in North Carolina, in the country, with people who come from different backgrounds than me. Whew, thank you so much for understanding that I am just a human being just like you. I love the fact that I can throw people off. I think that's my superpower. Just when you think that you know me, I can throw you off in a good way. Like when, for people who come from like wealth, from people who come from trust funds, I can hang out with that energy. And I can go right into the hood. I can hang out here in the South where people are telling me God's gonna come down and strike everybody with lightning and you're gonna burn if you don't do your salvation thing. So grateful. All right, cool, we're making friends. Love this. Amazing. So for the person who said, have I ever done a live stream talking about struggle or depression? Part of the way that you get yourself out of that scenario is by really just sitting down right now with me and just looking into my eyes and just acknowledging that you're angry because people haven't understood you. Step one. You feel it? Can you acknowledge it? Can you own up to it? It's okay. Good people get angry. Then from there, you can consider the mantra, the motto that I told myself. What's the mantra in this family for 2022? What's the one sentence that's a very simple sentence that can help you have more confidence and believe in yourself and know that you know what you're doing when you don't know what choice to make? Thank you, Art Turner. Have a good day. Be kind to yourself. Steph, that's why I'm here. That's why we're here, because we're going to get men to speak up and show their feelings. And divine feminine is going to be in the forefront, and divine masculine is healed. Every choice I make is the right one. Every choice I make is the right one. Every choice you make is the right one. Every single one. You learn lessons, you build character, you grow. You learn things. You reflect. You take notes. You observe. Then you get tired and you make the changes. What I would say is, if you feel that you have depression, that your body's been telling you that you've been spreading yourself thin and you've been living for other people's opinions. You're living for other people's interpretations about you. And the reason why I feel like step one is admitting and acknowledging that you're angry, because then you can actually do something with that anger and look at that anger as a child who hasn't been shown the light of day, who hasn't been let out to play, who hasn't expressed themselves. And you can parent yourself and speak up and tell people how you feel. And if they're uncomfortable, guess what? What do you have when you tell people the truth? What gift are you given when you tell people the truth? Thank you. What if you're forced to be a caregiver? Well, there's different options. I mean, you could hustle and work really, really smart and have an extra couple streams of revenue so you can get somebody else to take care of that person. And if that's too much, well, then you're consciously choosing to be where you're at. And that person who you're taking care of, they can be a teacher for you, and you can learn patience and you can learn gratitude instead of being frustrated by their presence, and be grateful you can afford to take care of them, and be grateful that they're teaching you lessons and you're learning lessons. When you speak the truth, you get the truth. Truth sets you free. We love the truth. We love telling people that we're uncomfortable. And if they say, oh, come on, that's silly, don't be ridiculous, you say, okay, I get that's how you feel. I acknowledge how you feel. Now acknowledge how I feel. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm not saying that I think that I'm better than you. I'm not saying you're a bad person. I'm saying this is how I feel. Acknowledge it. Because I choose to be around people who acknowledge my feelings, because my feelings are my feelings. And I want to acknowledge how I feel. It's hard to be outspoken with your feelings, but your husband's not open about it at all. That's because you're doing it your way. You're not learning their way. Speak their language, understand his reactions, his triggers. What's his trauma? Why does he react the way that he does? Maybe your husband was told not to show his feelings and talk about how he truly feels, so he has to be strong. So when you're coming from a place of nurturing, show him, explain it to him. Say, hey, what I'm doing right now, when I'm asking how you feel, that's me nurturing you. That's me saying I care about you. You don't have to say that you're okay. More effort is required in relationships. People don't know how to do that. They just want the instant fix, the instant gratification, the instant edit, raw, like unedited, whatever, like looking like it's raw, but it's really edited and perfect and everything's happy because Walt Disney hustled you. You were never allowed to talk about your feelings. Now let me ask you a question. For those people who say that you can't talk about your feelings, would you say that they're happy? Not, if so, then okay, cool. Are those people who told you to not talk about your feelings, are they happy when people aren't around? Are they 100% happy? Are they somebody that you think, I want to be exactly like these people? No. No, they're not happy. They're not happy. So should you listen to unhappy people telling you how to be happy? Maria, should you listen to your mother who's unhappy telling you how to be happy and how to be successful? Like, should you listen to me where I'm so white that I need sunblock when I go to Times Square, telling you how to be out into the sun and how to have a healthy tan? Okay? Would you watch a tutorial from me on how to put on makeup and how to have longer hair? No. So should you listen to miserable people telling you how to be happy? No. Logical, factual, emotional intelligence, easy. And then we just take that with us for the rest of our life, and we meet mom where she's at, and we say, I'm so grateful that mom created me and she taught me how to love and how not to love. And so when I get around her, I don't need to tell her what I'm doing. I'm just going to meet her where she's at and know how she reacts and match her energy and be unconditional love and rise to the occasion, and not need to tell her what I'm doing, and be grateful and be patient with her. Because when I operate from the frequency of being grateful, from the vibration of being grateful, I get more gratitude. I get better people in my life because I'm able to be consistent in an inconsistent world. I build my momentum. That's a big part of manifestation, is your momentum. And you give away your power to other people who are unhappy. What's up, Denise? Nice to see you. Dropping gems. You understand what I'm saying? Right there. I drop those. And the more of those I drop, the more I get. I love that people celebrate me and donate and help me and want to help me succeed. And that was hard for me. It used to be hard for me to ask for help. It used to be hard for me to be in the spotlight. It's just people want to see good people win, and you're a good person. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to be heard. The world wants to hear your story. In fact, the people outside of your family, they actually we want to see you more expressed. We want to see the full weirdness that you have. We want to see how different you are. We want to see more color, more vibrance, more energy, more introvert, more extrovert, more ambivert, more of who you are. There are other people outside of your immediate circle. I posted this video. I did a repost of a video telling people to tell their stories. It's amazing to me how many people think that nobody wants to hear your story. My story would break your heart. Why? No. What if your story doesn't break hearts? What if it heals them? What if people just relate and they understand that there's somebody else out there like themselves? right? It's challenging sometimes to ask for help. However, you will start to realize that's why you're unhappy, that's why you're in poverty, that's why you're frustrated, that's why you have abusive people around you. People see you. It's just what they do with that information varies. Right, so Maria, if you were taught to trust no one, how can you be in a healthy relationship? And how can you have a successful career? How can you communicate with other people? And when you walk around with the movie projector that says, I can't trust other people, guess who goes to that movie theater? Guess who buys tickets to that show? You get what I'm saying? If you don't trust people, that's your movie projector. That's your story. Who do you think connects with that kind of energy? Would it be fair to say like-minded people who also don't trust? Because they say, yeah, life is scary. Isn't that how we make friends off relatability? I'm telling you. There's a different way to perceive everything that you're going through, and you're going to understand everything is internal. Everything is a you problem, everything is a you solution. You know what I think would be cool, if you're open to it, Jen, if you want to hop on and do some singing and do some healing for people. I want to hop off here in just a little bit. Are you open to it? Are you good? If not, it's all good, no pressure. Or you could even do it if you don't even want to show your face, if you're just more in like introvert mode. Okay, let me know. I'm gonna put up the guest thing. Am I happy? Absolutely. Maria, absolutely. Absolutely. No, I'm on fire. I have a cool call coming up. I got one-on-ones to do. I got people that are connecting with me. I mean, my office is wherever I have cell phone reception. I'm grateful. It's just I'm feeling a little bit more introverted the past couple days. I'm feeling a little bit more going internal, and I'm listening to my body. I'm chilling. I'm thriving. I'm so excited. I'm so grateful. I cannot believe I'm able to do this. Still to this day, mind blowing, because I very, very, very much remember that relationship where I'm like, why do we keep arguing? It's so conflicting that I'm so in love with this woman and she keeps on finding the fear and the chaos. It is so frustrating, and I really would get so mad at myself and so hard on myself and just hated it. Thank you. Hey, thank you for the swing, Tiffany. Thank you. And I just kept on going. I just kept on going. I just didn't give up because I had an inner knowing. Sounds like a song. Why do I stay up so late? Who else has a really wild sleep schedule? Because, Mom, I can stay up, Mom. I can stay up till 5 o'clock in the morning and eat ice cream and make a movie pretending I'm a dinosaur, Mom. Because every choice I make is a right one, Mom. Because I'm the king of the castle. Oh man. Oh man. Why do I stay up late? Because my bedtime, because I get really tired at like 8 or 9 o'clock and I wake up at like 10 or 11 o'clock and then I'm up until 5 o'clock in the morning. Because Scorpio is a night owl. we're all going through this ascension in different ways. Thank you. You're adorable. Takes to know when. Man, in a world where nobody knows what they're doing and everybody's telling you how to do it, what do we do with the blank canvas we have every single day? Just listening to everybody just telling us who we are over and over and over again. I'm excited. My moderator, Jen, who's a shaman, who's a medium, who's a healer, who's tuned in and sends healing through singing, is going to hop on here in just a minute and give us some level ups. And Jessica, we're going to do something really powerful. We're just waiting on Jen to get set up. I like that you guys like the meditation on breathing. I do that one because I like the full meditation I do. It's just sometimes it's a lot of energy. I don't think you know how much energy work I do when we do the meditations and how much energy I'm sending to you and learning to keep my energy intact and charged up and recharged and to clear and to heal the cords instead of cutting the energetic cords, to be able to heal the energy and to be able to send energy where people are blocked and to be able to hold space and all that stuff. I'm grateful. That is interesting that your name's not showing. I noticed that because it said like TikToker subscription is blah blah blah. I don't know. But nice to see you though, Tina. Thank you. That's because you're like a secret agent. You're elite. You need your own theme song. Just take some breaths in your life. Thank you for sharing the life. How do you find her? So if you go to her thing right there and you tap like you're going to what'll happen when you tap her name is immediately it'll go to show like you're sending gifts. Go above that, just tap her name and then just follow her that way. Or after this live stream, I'll have her disconnect so that you can follow her.
Alrighty.
You can absolutely connect with her, and all the links are in her bio. If you want to book time with her, all that information is on her bio link on her TikTok.
Yes, I have 3 options on there right now. Thank you, Nikki. One that says one-on-one healing, which I'll explain to you right now. I'm not saying what specific healing we're doing because I want to sit down with you and read your energy and see what you're asking for, because I find a lot of times like people are like, oh, I want Reiki, but then that's not really what their energy needs at that time. So I luckily can see colors, I can see energy, I've seen spirit my whole life. So as you're talking to me, I'm going to be reading all of that and digging in deep and finding out where that root is. Like, what is the core of this issue? Like, where what story are you holding on to? Like Nikki was talking on about with the what we're videotaping. I think about it as we write the script for our lives, right? But at some point someone told you you're stupid or you're dumb or you're not pretty enough, or whatever the message may be that came across to you at whatever age, and there's like a hook that comes in and holds it there, and with that you will stay in that frame of thought, that mind. So if we can go to that and find it, tell it, which I'm going to help you with right now with this song. So if it comes up and you're resisting it, like, just know I'm supporting you. Like, literally, I'm talking to that energy. When I'm singing to it, I'm saying, it's okay, come here, you're fine, everything's all right now. Like, they've learned the lesson, you don't need to keep repeating it. So if you're truly ready to let it go because you've learned that lesson, you don't want to keep repeating these patterns, breathe into it and I will help hold that out for you. And we're going to put it into our beautiful Mother Earth, Pachamama, and she is going to clean that up, get it all shiny and new, and she's going to give that lesson to somebody else, and she's going to thank you because somebody is waiting for that lesson. So we got to let it go, okay? And you will get a new one. Yeah, she's not going to leave you behind. I have to replace that hole, right? We take something out, we got to replace it, and you're going to get a new best friend. And at first, when you meet each other, you're like, I don't know, I got to check you out, I'm not too sure. It's going to feel awkward for a little bit, maybe 2 or 3 days, but just get to know them, right? Get to know this new energy and let it start showing you all these other sides to you, and see how creativity comes out of you. Or, I always wanted to do that and now I have the courage to do it because this new best friend's like, you got this, let's go. So that's what I'm helping you with right now. And we're going to take out the old tapes, the old recordings, and we're going to put in new ones. I am beautiful. I am healthy. I am strong. My body is healing as I speak. All those beautiful ones. Okay. So, let's get grounded. I'm trying to tune in to see what spirit wants me to do because there is a lot of energy here today and I love it. There's a lot of blue. So that's telling me that we have a lot of people learning to use our voice. We're learning to listen to our inner voice and what we're putting out. So I feel like a lot of people are going to feel that throat chakra today. So I'm going to bring it for you. So let's get grounded. We're going to visualize some major roots. We're going to build a tree real fast. And we're going to put if you're not in an actual place of environment, just know I am out in the dirt for you right now. Okay. I'm bringing that for you. And go to your most famous, fabulous place you want to go anywhere on this earth, or maybe not, somewhere else that makes you feel safe and happy. Okay. So with that being said, let's close our eyes and let's first do a grounding breath. Take in through your nose, and I want you to hold your breath as long as you can.
And also, just real quick, just real briefly, if you have to keep your eyes open, you can still get this. If anything, just project in front of you, visualize in front of you while you're driving or wherever you are in the world. You can still get it. Just make it real, make it big for you. Keep going, please. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for that reminder. That is very important. Usually I do say that. If you're at work, I know a lot of people come in and tune in at lunch breaks, stuff like that. Just, you're going to be working on walking meditation. You're going to work on visualizing. That's one of my favorite things to do now, like being alert and conscious of what I'm doing, but at the same time, staying in that meditative state. So here's your practice time. And I'm glad someone said that their throat chakra has been really tight. So we're tuning into the right space and we can help you with that. Okay, so deep breath. We're going to bring it in. And hold it in as long as you can. And then I want you to visualize I understand this is the energy that I've been working with. That's what you're breathing in. You're understanding that concept and you're releasing what no longer serves you when you're pushing that out. Okay. So, let's really work. I see so many people confirming their voice stuff right now. So let's work on that. So let's go in through the nose and then out. Very good. Instantly, my energy shifted to that beautiful golden white. So I know you guys are really working and you're centering, you're connecting to your higher consciousness. Okay, so now let's build the bottom of our tree. We have to have founding roots, deep roots that keep us grounded on earth, especially for us doing that higher consciousness work. We need to be able to remember our mission and stay here on earth as well. So I want you to, we got an airplane taking us on the journey. So I want you to take those roots and go as deeply as you can. Deep, 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 deep. And make them really strong. So any hurricane, any huge windstorm, whatever came, nothing's going to blow you down because your roots are so strong. You're that big redwood tree out in the middle of the forest, just enjoying the sunlight and the water and knowing all of your best friends, all your other tree best friends are all around you. Okay. Take a deep breath in with that. And then out. Okay, so now we're going to build our trunk. We're going to bring that through the root chakra all the way to the crown. And so you're going to have to take a real deep breath here to build that really strong trunk that connects to our branches. Okay, so let's breathe that in as deep as we can. And I want you to visualize while you're breathing it in red, and I'll say these colors: orange, then yellow, green, blue, and indigo, and white, or it can be golden. So let's take that deep breath in and I will announce the colors for you to make sure you're seeing it. So breathe in. We're starting with red. See that color red. Now move it up to orange. Now breathe into yellow. Now breathe into green. Breathe into blue. Keep going. Go into your indigo. And then go up to that crown chakra and breathe out. Very good. Very good. Okay, now, as you're coming out of that, you're going to visualize your beautiful branches that go off. And you're going to connect that to whatever is true to you for your higher source. Connecting to your higher intelligence, that soul that we all have. Remembering that we only have a piece of it in this body right now, and even more of us is up there. So I want you to visualize it and expand those branches through that energy so you can bring in all the information it has to share with you. So breathe that in. And then out when you're ready. Very good. So now we're going to do one more breath, and we're going to bring that energy from our branches, and we're going to connect the two energies now so they're communicating with each other. So we're balanced and we're stable. So bring in it down through the roots, all the way through your trunk, and then into your root, your down to your deep roots. Okay. So bring your branches through your trunk and into the roots. Last breath. Very good. Okay, so get comfortable wherever you are. If you're walking, just feel that stability. I'm going to move and stand up for you so I can use all of my diaphragm. Okay, here we go. Stay centered. Remember, the message you hear is for you. Each one of you will hear different energy. You are safe. You are protected. The 4 directions are open, and all of your ancestors are here to protect you, your angels. Here comes that plane again to take us. Oh.
And so it is. And so it is. And
So
so
it
it
is.
is.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna sit back down.
Amazing. Thank you.
I thought it was gonna get louder, but it was very gentle.
I feel like that's why I wanted you to come on here, because I feel like people are really in a space where we need some like nurturing, gentle, just. And even you'll notice normally in the afternoons my energy is like roar. I'm very much like just more calm. Like, yeah. What now? Did you get any messages? Did you get any awarenesses, any releases, any triggers, any anger, any frustration, anything pop up for you? Love that.
Oh, good job. So proud of you. If you need more, like Nikki's taught us on here too, that tapping, feel it right there in that heart chakra. Help it move out. Oh, you're Cherokee. I am a Cherokee sister too, right here. Yes, I love it. We got Nikki holding it down over in North Carolina, where her Cherokee ancestors are.
Love those tears. Love that. Love that.
Yes, the children that we all are. I think that's what I felt that energy too. The way that we would want to be loved as a child, that tenderness, that just feeling so safe and secure, and realizing that it's inside of you, right? And when you find that and you feel that peace, let it explode through your heart, let it go through your chakra, move it up, move that energy up. Let it show you the words you need to say through your throat chakra. Let it show you the visions. And if you're not able to see visions with your third eye, it will show up to you in a movie, it'll show up to you in a TV show or a commercial or something, and you'll get this aha moment, and maybe you'll laugh or cry there. Like, bring it up, trust it, you're doing so good. Yes, the birds joined in. I noticed that the bird came and started singing with me. It was so beautiful.
Powerful, beautiful. Yeah, thank you. So, again, I highly recommend that you connect with Jen. She's really good at what she does. I've connected with a lot of different healers in my life, and I'll say that um, mediumship, shamanism, tuning in, awareness of what's going on. Jen has been able to go to places that other people haven't been able to see, where there's like blind spots going on within me. Um, there's a logical reason in ancient wisdom why you feel how you feel. If you feel really frustrated, if you have relationships in your life or people in your life where you don't understand why things happen how they happen, that's why I like to introduce you to different concepts, why I like to introduce you to ancient wisdom and different concepts that I've tapped into in my life to help me, because you'll realize there's a lot of layers and there's levels to this. And when you tap into ancient wisdom, it makes sense. And what I like about shamanism personally for me is that shamanism, the concept is that you're being shown what's already inside. You already have access to this. It's just sometimes we need somebody to come in and say, hey, like, I know it's a little bit messy. I know things are a little bit off center and might feel a little bit crazy. That's okay. Look at this thing. Look, this is here. This is here. Do you remember this part? You're like, oh, whoops, I totally forgot that part. Silly me. Remember who you
Yeah.
are.
Oh, thank you, Nikki. Yes, and I can't tell you all, like, I thank you for the gifts. I thank you for all your love coming back to me, because it really helps me, confirm, like many of you, I think, as you're going into your gifts, like, I can be humble enough to tell you too that I'm not perfect. I don't know. I'm just as blindfolded sitting here having to figure it out on, step by step, learning to listen to my guides. My guides, dude. And
Guides.
then totally, I just can't hear say guides now without Nikki's voice in my mind.
Talk to guides, dude. And they're like, what are you doing hanging out with Aunt Janice, dude? Gotta let her go.
Right. And totally just learning to trust your intuition, um, learning your ancestors, like our beautiful Steph here talking about the Cherokee ancestry. It took me diving into my Cherokee ancestry, took me diving into I have Mayan ancestry. I have a lot of Scottish, and so learning their medicines, right, that they gave to this world, and how they took care of this planet, and how the planet therefore gives back to us. Mother Earth takes care of us. So that was my journey of really starting to connect to me. So you are not alone. Nikki and I are just here showing you how we did it, giving you some ideas, some tips. And we're not by any means perfect either. And you're helping us grow just as much. So we love your presence here, and just sharing the love. And I'll tell you personally, back because Nikki was saying how much I've helped him, it's equal. I signed up, I went to his bio, I clicked that link, and instantly I sat down with him, and he helped me figure out like where some of my blocks were. And that's why we need each other. We all need each other. We learn from each other that way. So if you're feeling a vibe with Nikki and you're ready to be called out and you're ready to lean in, yeah, go book it right now too. Like I tell you, it's so worth it. He's worth it, and most of all, you are worth it. Know that you are worth having somebody holding that space for you, and making sure that you know that you're heard and you're loved, because maybe you never heard that before. I know that was very valid for me as well, from what I've gone through. And just remember all the, traumas that we were talking about earlier. Like Nikki keeps teaching us and reminding us, those are your teachers. Those were lessons you have gone through, and it's really up to you if you're like, all right, I got it now. I'm done with that lesson. I totally understand it now, and I'm ready to not repeat it anymore. And as soon as you make that decision, so yeah.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you, Jen. I just want to make sure everybody can follow you afterwards. So I'll just connect in a second. And again, for me, I have found when life hasn't made sense, doing stuff like breath.
Yes. Thank you. So I'll jump off now. I'm going to make sure the live feed's still running in Twitter and YouTube and Facebook. So if you're not following Nikki on those pages already, and you know somebody that I only do Facebook, I don't do TikTok, then go share that page for them and say, here, you can have the wisdom here as well. So we're expanding. I'm helping him with that. Through my company and his company, and we're joining forces on that, and there's so much that we're plotting that we can't wait to tell you about. So we appreciate you and love you guys so much too. So till next time.
All right, thank you, Jen. Yeah, so for the person who said that you want to connect with Jen, she's gonna disconnect now and drop some emojis so you can follow her, and her links are on her bio. All right, lots of love. Talk to you soon, Jen. Take care. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
you. Thank you.
All right, isn't that cool? See, same you, same world, same people, same circumstances. Take a second, do something different, get different results. Love that. Thank you. Thank you, Madison. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you, everybody, for the double taps and for the follows. All right. There she is right there. So just make sure that you tap her name and tap the link in her bio and connect with her. All right. So thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for being alive. Thank you for being yourself. And these live streams are going to be on YouTube and Facebook. I believe the recording, um, Jen knows that information. I do know, I've seen on my Facebook page that the live streams are there too. So if you ever want to revisit things, whatever, all that's available. Also, the YouTube is available by tapping my Instagram bio link on my profile. Listen, there are your guides out there telling you it's time to wake up. All right. I love you. Thank you, Ashley. Yes, if you want to donate to keep me on this journey, that's my information right there. Venmo is Nikki Scorpio. Cash App $ Nikki Scorpio. My PayPal is at Yo Nikki Scorpio. It's also in my bio link. And all of that's going to keep me going and thriving independently so I can share more knowledge, bring in more healers, share more information, and stop gatekeeping all this ancient wisdom and all this information that helps us level up. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right. So, I got to sign off. I got stuff to take care of. I appreciate you. I love you. I hope you feel some transformation. Um, Breathe in more these days. Take more slow, deep breaths. Get more oxygen into your body. Slow yourself down. How long are my personal chats? I do 30-minute sessions or hour sessions. 25 for a half an hour, 45 for an hour. It's on Zoom. What we talk about is emotional intelligence, and that's being able to be around family, friends, different people from different places, and to have your perspective, to know who you are, to set boundaries with other people, to stay in your power, and to keep your momentum, and to be excited about who you are, and to honor all your emotions and your feelings, to process your feelings and your emotions before you get around other people and give away your power. Same you, same world, same people, different perspective. Peace. Okay. So I love you. I appreciate you. Tap that link in that bio. It takes 2 to 3 minutes if you want to get past the self sabotage and other people's negative beliefs and your miserable, frustrating people in your life who just keep on taking all your amazing energy and just wanting to beat it down so they can give themselves the impression that they're on the same playing field as you. Right. I've been there. I get it. All right. I love you. I appreciate you. Yep. Buy some merch. Link in my bio. Get a free one-on-one for 30 minutes with me. Tap that star up there that says Nikki Scorpio and subscribe. That's $5.99. I'll talk to you for 5, 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes about a focused problem and issue that you want to have resolved. Message me, let me know on Instagram or on Discord your username on TikTok, and then we'll set that up and we'll do that. All right. I appreciate you. Um, Join the Discord. That link is in my bio. It's free to download. It's free to have access to. It's not about being an influencer. It's literally being able to have this family more consistently and to have real friends and accountability partners. So thank you so much. I appreciate all of you who support me. Every double tap, every follow, every like, every dollar, everything that I'm doing is going to bringing divine feminine into the forefront because I was raised by women, and I feel like we all need to honor that grace, that power that the divine feminine has, and to be able to heal, to scream, to cry, to yell, and to be human, to celebrate ourselves, and so that every single person, every demographic can have a seat at the round table and to speak up and to feel heard and to feel seen. I'm dedicating my life to this. I'm doing what I'm doing so that you can chill out, love yourself more, have peace regardless of how the world changes and transforms. I appreciate you. I hope you feel like there's real love and a real connection here because I do my best to give you that and to give you free knowledge and free information that took me like a decade to learn and cost thousands of dollars. I want to save you some time and some gray hairs, so you can level up and love yourself more. Appreciate you. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And when you join the Discord, yeah, and when you follow me on Instagram, I post when I'm going live. Um, Discord has more, and I'm going to be adding more to it too. So thank you. Take care. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, healers. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, family. Thank you for all of you who are part of the Victorious People family. We've all had victories. We all are. That means that we are all victorious. Okay? I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you. I'm grateful. If you have any questions, message me on Instagram or join the Discord and connect with me that way. I'm grateful for you. Signing off. I gotta go in 10. I love you. 9. Love yourself. 8. Unconditionally. 7. Every choice you make is the right one. Yep. 7. If people don't like you, they don't like a part of themselves. 6. Look people in the eyes and thank them for working. 5. Say things with conviction, meaning when you say something, really mean it. 4. After you speak your truth and tell people you're not okay, or when you set boundaries, stand in that awkward, uncomfortable, silent energy. 4. Stop apologizing. You're only sorry when you overreact. Okay. 3. Um, just keep truth seeking. Just keep going. You know. Just keep going. You know what you're doing. Just keep going. More. Amplify yourself more. Two, forgive somebody, forgive yourself, and you will get big time healing. One, if you feel any kind of disease, any kind of sickness, any kind of illness, look up the metaphysical reason for that occurrence, even if it's just generalized pain in the heart, pain in the stomach, digestive system, whatever. Look it up and watch the connection and be fascinated by it. The metaphysical reason for your sickness and for your disease is based off of beliefs, and you will be blown away by how it connects to you. Okay, thank you. You can heal yourself as much as you can hurt yourself. You can heal yourself just the same. So be kind to yourself and watch out for the words that you speak. When you think nobody's listening, your body is.